Hey guys, Stephen here and we're back to another Roblox tutorial. And in this tutorial, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change pivots of part. So I'm gonna show you what it's useful for and how we do it. So first off is let's create two parts so we can know the difference of this. So first part is right here. And for you to be able to adjust your pivot, you go to home. Initially, you're at home. You should be at model and then click on the pivot. So click your part first, click on the pivot, and from there you'd see that this is your pivot. So this means that every time you rotate, it rotates in the middle because it pivots in there. But let's say we change your pivot to right there. This would mean that whenever you rotate, it's gonna rotate in where your pivot is at. So it's gonna be like that. This is gonna be useful for, let's get it back in the middle. Let's say you have on your Obby game, you have a laser and you want to rotate it. Sorry, let's. You want to rotate that normally like this. You'd have to stay in the middle. But let's say you want to have your laser rotating like this, then this means you would need to pivot, change your pivot to something like that. And if you want to change it to a little more unique, just put it right on some parts or maybe the corner of your parts, and if you rotate it, it's gonna be rotated in that corner. So the pivot is the part where you would normally have it rotated, and it's not just like that. Even when coded, this would also rotate how you would move it in your game. Let's have a test for comparison. So let's just change this pivot to somewhere in just the middle. Let's have that pivot and let's just have this script dot parent. We're gonna have the same on our other part, something like that. And then afterwards, we're gonna let's anchor this guys and then let's run it back. Let's run this. Oops, what happened? Oh, I didn't press play. So, okay, hold on. I think I made a mistake on my codes. Okay. So I was rotating it in angles. So let's just make it to rotate it on the pivot. So let's run it down and there we go. The other one is rotating in its pivot, or both of it are rotating in pivot, but if you still do the script on the angle, it will still have the same rotation, similar to what we had a little bit earlier. So in this case, it's rotating on its pivot. So let's change this one a bit. Let's move the pivot to the other part, and the rotation should be now be on their other parts. So this is how you can make a lot of stuff on this. You can make a clock hands or a laser that is overlapping or something good on your Obi. Or maybe you can even make some parts here where instead of it going like that, it's gonna be uh well, let's stop this first, and let's say that it's instead of y, say it's going in that direction. Just need to change what you code in there. So something along those lines, wherein you're making like a skewer. I'm imagining something of a roast chicken around this or a roast pork, something along those lines. But this is how you change a pivot for your part. And this is also valid on other stuff such as attachments. Oops. Um, Hold on. Yeah, if you have some attachments on it, just go onto the pivot and you can actually do your attachments. So let's see. Let's attach this to somewhere here, and let's run this a little bit back. Okay. Need to complete the actual attachment, but let's just use union. Let's just use union on this parts. And if you notice, the the pivot would change on the union, but on when you attach the parts, it's gonna be different. So each and every part would have their own attachment, but since they are connected, as long as they are not chained together, they would be able to move around. But similar to union parts, why it wasn't that? Oh, our code vanished. So let's just copy this. Let's just press on union parts and let's move this to here. Then let's paste our script there, and it even works on union parts. So whatever you're doing, as long as it's a model or it's a part, it would have a pivot that you can adjust to. And if you're rotating or you want something vanishing and stuff, you can still be able to go to the usual, and the only thing that changed is the pivot. I hope this helps on understanding what the pivot is or and how to change it. So yeah, follow for more.